Hello, hello, everybody, and how are you all today? Are you well? So, back for some more tarot training. So, just to say, if anybody is interested in learning about how to become a reader for themselves or someone else, tarotcourses.online is all ready for the courses for beginners and intermediate and the professional one, which is the advanced, how to become a reader. Oh, you're really busy. Okay, Jean Marie. Know that feeling. I think it must be something about this time. Okay, so let's jump in and let's get started with today the Five of Cups. Hi, Delia Rose. How are you doing? Lovely to have you with us. Hello. How are you? You well? So yeah, this is our little sort of bullet points to get you kick-started if you're wishing to actually read the tarot. Okay, so Five of Cups. Well, let's have a look at our Radiant Rider-Waite card, the Five of Cups. There's a fellow standing there looking away from us. He appears to be looking down at the floor and at the three cups that have got spilt liquid on the actual ground, different coloured liquids. One looks a purpley colour in the background there, furthest away from us, then it looks like we've got some red liquid, then it looks like green. That's representing lost emotions or disappointments of things that he regrets are no longer in his life or missed opportunities, okay? But there's two cups standing behind that he's not paying attention to, and they are the next opportunities that he is coming into the point of when he's ready, he'll be aware of that, okay? So I'm just reading a message there from Delia Rose. Wonderful. Delia has enrolled for the courses. Hope you're going to enjoy it, Delia. Really, really pleased, delighted, absolutely delighted. So I hope you are going to dive into the courses. And you know what? If you need the worksheets, quite happy to send them. If you want these free worksheets, folks, you're more than welcome to actually write to me at hello@tarotcourses.online, and I can send you the white copy of PDFs that I am using on this YouTube and Facebook platform to give you some training about the tarot, okay? And for those of you that don't know me, I have been a professional reader for 30 years. And I think that people sometimes think, gosh, she's not got much presence on YouTube. There's a very big reason for that. I began YouTube in my journey way, way back when I was leading and the brand of a company that I got started way back, gosh, 13, 14 years ago. And I led a team. And when you're leading a team, you go under the name of that team. And I produced a lot of videos for Facebook, for YouTube. You might not recognize me. I was a little bit sort of heavier then. I've lost a lot of weight since then. So I had longer hair, probably looked a lot younger. And yeah, we did a lot of YouTube. I think some of those viewings have got 5,000-6,000 views on each video. So it goes way back. So I was one of the pioneers of YouTube back then, but not under my own name. And so 2 years ago, I started my own YouTube channel. And well, I wasn't leading a team, and it was just me. And I decided that we were going in different directions. So I wanted to teach more, rather than just keep reading and answering phone calls, which I love doing, but I wanted to do both and just wasn't able to get the time to do it. So I decided to actually test the waters of doing both, and I haven't looked back. Okay, so that's why you might not find that my channel has grown. And for, the best part of the first year, I just did a couple of Well, I've made over 300 videos on this particular platform, tarotwithannemarie.com, but I needed the time to actually go and do the courses so that people could take it beyond what I'm doing here and go and check in and find out how to become a professional reader if that's what you want to do, or a proficient reader if that's what you want to do, or just to learn more about the cards, simply because, well, it's lovely to share it, and I've got a method that's absolutely, you will not find it anywhere else. Not teaching that on here because we don't have the capacity to do that. That's why I set it up on tarotcourses.online. Okay, right. So, right, let's have a look. Jean Marie, we're doing the Five of Cups. My husband's just lost his brother. Oh, Jean Marie, God, I'm sorry. That's really harsh. My condolences to you, your husband, and all of the family. That's awful. So yeah, the Five of Cups can actually, as Jean Marie has just pointed out, represent grief, mourning and loss. It's not always a physical death, of course. It just means something's gone, you're sad, you're upset about the situation, you're looking back, you're looking at the past. Yeah? Right, okay, let's just try and get this one blocked here. Zachary. Okay. Unfortunately, I have not got my Restream chat up. Bear with me. Okay, let's just try and have a look at that. Goodness, sorry. Did my absolute best to try and get that on, but it's really hard to teach and answer questions. And can you believe it? Now the screen has frozen and I cannot minimize my chat box. Okay, and it's stuck. It's just frozen. Okay, let's just turn around and see if we can, quit that application. Okay, so there we go. Right. So it can be about physical losses, not necessarily death, but a loss where we feel sometimes it can feel just the same as a physical death. It's not predicting death. Tarot does not do that, but it can make us look at the emotions that are similar to losing somebody who's left the planet, okay, or has left our life, or missed opportunities. So this man is not ready to look at the two opportunities emotionally that are upright, which represents the fact there's happier times. And if you look in the background there, you can see there's a bridge which symbolises crossing over from the past and going forwards, following that road to go forwards. The water that you can see there is the emotions moving, ever moving, and there's a castle on the other side of the stream or the river, representing safety, security, his domain, all of those things. Okay, you're welcome, Jean Marie. I'm terribly sorry. That's so awful, really is. Hi, Anna. I'm well. Got the notepad out. Don't often catch the training one's live. Okay, great stuff. Well, you can watch the replay, obviously, and you can ask questions, and you can have the PDFs, Anna. I don't know if I've sent them to you. I think Jean Marie's got a copy, and Delia has actually signed up for the course, so she can tell us how she's getting on with that, because obviously, it's different when I used to teach it one-to-one. I taught it on conference calls when I was with the big company. I taught it in person in the beginning of my journey. When I started the company, we used to sort of meet in libraries, and there was a little shop, there was community halls. I did it in my home, I did it in their home. Gosh, everywhere and anywhere. Did it online, and so we had a private little room that we did it. But that was me kind of talking to them and seeing them. But that got a little bit like, there's always one in the class, isn't there? Usually, usually one that wants to actually sort of, have one-to-one tuition when it's a group. Fiona, who was my student and went on to have a career with tarot, Fiona M, sometimes comes on. She started with me, and she now works full-time as a tarot reader. Bernadette, she went on to be a tarot reader. Gosh, the list is endless, but there's two that I actually know do actually watch this platform. The others I know are really, really busy, and they are working full-time at it, and they're earning a very good living and being able to work remotely, which is pretty much their own time. There is a schedule. They've got to commit to a certain amount of hours if they're going to actually make it work. And if it's your own business, it can go bonkers like me, where it's like I came off last night and off I went to do a reading, and then I was back on at 6 a.m. reading this morning for Americans. So whatever, but you can make a living, okay? There are people that will need your expertise, and what they do want is some deep insight, and that's what this course, Tarot Courses .online, offers. This is, as you said, Anna McLeod, it's notes, it's training, and it's helping you, okay? So if we look at that card, there's a lot going on there, and that's why I like the Waite decks. I've got some more decks on the table for you to show you, the 5 and the 6 of Cups, different images, where you won't pick up sort of as the symbology that the Rider-Waite actually offers, or the Smith-Waite, or anything that's Rider-Waite based. That's not to say they're not good, because if you're an intuitive reader, the sky's the limit. But a lot of us actually go, well, hang on a minute, I'm not really comfortable going. I feel my guides are telling me, and all of that. And, you know, look, I work with all of that, but I'm not fluffy. I'm very grounded. You know that. And what that means is I've got a foot in every camp. Why? I've needed to be, but the reason I set the company up in the beginning was I am not a medium, and yes, I do runes and crystals, but I am not an expert in that. That's my area of expertise. So my colleagues used to do that, and I used to lead them with tarot, because that was the thing that I was able to give the expertise on. Can't wear, yes, tasted everything, but actually settled upon tarot. And of course I use the other bits and pieces, but it's knowing your staff to make sure that you kind of can say, that's exactly what this means. That's the feelings, that's what I'm getting intuitively, that's what my guides are saying, all that comes. But knowing your staff and having some meat on the bone gives you that confidence, especially when you get to a customer. Gosh, having read full time, you know, especially on the phone lines, you wouldn't believe what they want to say to you. And you have to just go, okay, let's go back to the reading. We can ask another question. Or, you know what, I'm really sorry, I can't answer that. It's impossible. You know, what you're asking about is just not ethical. You know, you have to have your own, I'm not reading on pregnancy. No, we're not doing legal. No. You know, no, I'm not looking at that karma and hoping that they'll be struck down by lightning. You know, because it's not going away. But you don't say that. No, let's have a look at the house of restrictions instead. There's ways of doing things, okay? And that's why people like you, because you are being firm but kind, and you're also sticking to what you do. And if it's not right for them, they'll find somebody that is. And that's why, you know, I set up that company, 250 readers, you know, and they're going strong, doing really well, and they're out there. If ever you want to have a look, but the kind of thing I used to do, just put my name, Anne-Marie, and the company name will come up, okay? I'm no longer with them, so, you know, I'm going it alone, as you know, and yeah, you'll find other bits and pieces if you put my name up. So this is about struggling against loss, whatever that loss is, emotionally or physically, and it's finding it hard to move on. You know, it's accepting that you need to actually acknowledge those feelings. It's finding it difficult to come to terms with the difficulties and the losses that are there, and maybe focusing too much on the loss without counting your remaining blessings. We talked about that. We can see those 2 cups sitting there, okay? And what they represent is what's to come, you know, things emotionally that will stand up when you're ready to actually go for that. And sometimes we can stay too long, and sometimes we don't give ourselves enough time. But also it depends what card it comes up with, okay? So let's say that came up with I do this every week. I get my deck out to show you the fives and sixes or whatever it is we're doing that week, and then I forget to put the major cards. That I don't. They're just too far away, and then you'll see me leaning over the table, and it all goes a bit wrong. But let's say you have the Emperor, and the Emperor is, that authority figure that can represent projects, enterprises, being in control of things, maybe a CEO, maybe a self-employed person, somebody who's a boss-like figure, somebody who's the father figure, and you got the Five of Cups, it becomes quite different. Maybe as well, we'd look at the fact that the Emperor represents Aries, its astrological sign, and you could say that here's an Aries person around you, depends where it is, it might be in the house of the self, therefore it's an aspect that's coming out. In your natal chart, you'll have all different aspects of your astrological sign. You might turn up as Cancerian, you might turn up as in the house of work, you might turn up as Scorpio, like I do, passion, okay? Or bossy knickers, the Emperor. Maybe the devil, as in the puppet master. It depends. So let's say that it comes up in the house of the self and it's an aspect. You've got to be the father figure and you are deeply upset. The Five of Cups has come up. So you've got the Emperor and you've got the Five of Cups, and you're just mourning the loss of something that perhaps while you were running your enterprise or your projects, you missed the boat. You said no too many times because you were busy. And people stop asking. They kind of go, oh, gosh, you're busy. So, we didn't want to actually tease you. And you kind of have regret. Or, you may be looking at the fact that you sacrificed an awful lot because you are that Emperor. So do you see the major card's going to help because you will feed the minor card into the major card. Okay, so that would change, of course. Let's say that it came up with the Empress, okay? And the Empress then would be the nurture sort of side of things. And so therefore that might be, the losses in one's life, or you didn't nurture yourself, or that you weren't valuing yourself enough and you're deeply disappointed, okay? Or it may come up for, let's say the Justice card. And if it comes up and you get the Justice card and the Five of Cups as a pair, then you are mourning the loss of a relationship, because the Justice card is about relationships. Now, that might not be romantic, because that might come up as the relationship of work or someone in the family, a bit like Jean-Marie has pointed out. You see? Or it could represent a Libra that you're missing in your life, okay? So this is why this method of pairs really works, but I can only touch on it here and kind of introduce you, really get going deeply in the courses, okay? So this is the card of seeing your glass half empty rather than half full, focusing too much on the loss without counting the remaining blessings. And it's about the aftermath of some mishap or setback, and doesn't focus on the events themselves, but rather on the way that they were dealt with emotionally. Oh, I'm feeling sad, or I'm sulking, or I'm not happy, or I'm grieving, This person's not happy. The cloak, something's hidden. That's why that cloak's there. Okay, it can look a bit sinister like Dracula's cloak, but a cloak in this regard is hiding something. We can't even see our figure's face, okay? They're focusing on the cups or the water, which represents the emotion, okay? And the Five of Cups is about real suffering and setback, but it also suggests that our grief could be lessened if only we can remember what is left to us, perhaps memories, rather than become focused on what's been taken away. Yeah, Jean-Marie's agreeing. Oh, I know that, Jean-Marie. Just, as and when you're enterprising somewhere else, being creative, with these fantastic embroideries that you do, Jean-Marie. I know that. I've seen it. It's gorgeous. I loved that one that you pointed out was definitely the Three of Swords, by the way, in a design that you were doing. So just digressing there for a moment. So, loss, grief, mourning, feelings of being let down, Things didn't live up to their expectation, and as we know, a partial loss in their life, and mourning the loss of a relationship. And in this case, Jean Marie has said she is actually experiencing a physical loss, that of the death of someone in the family. But I do want to point out that is not its only meaning, okay? And you need to be very careful about saying that to somebody. You could ask and just say, are you missing somebody? I'm feeling you're bereft of something. That doesn't mean, gosh, they've died. Do you see what I mean? It's got to be said very sensitively. And, you're not there to pull rabbits out of hats and sort of hatch, their life in a direction. People say, oh, you're psychic. Oh, psychic, you should know. And I just say, gosh, they're cards. And, I'm telling you the advice from the cards. We can only take a snapshot of what's on the table. And gosh, you know what's going on. And this is helping you navigate. And people say, are they predictions? Well, yes, they are. But timing's really difficult, isn't it? Because we've got free will, as people say. But what I mean by that is, it's a bit like saying you've got a map, okay? And are you going to set the sat-nav on that map to go the scenic route, which could take you ages to get to where your destination is, or we'll go the quickest way? So the tarot can help you go the quickest way, okay, and tell you the perks and the bonuses of going a certain direction if it's not the quickest way, okay? Yeah, it certainly is, Jean Marie. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, right. Has anyone got any questions on our Five of Cups, a very sad card? Okay, right. I'm going to move it into Six of Cups. If you do have a question, by all means, we can come back to it. So let's take that forwards. Here we are. Okay, I hope you can now see the Six of Cups, not the Seven. Goodness me, I clicked on one too many. Okay, Six of Cups, much, much happier card. Six of Cups. Oh, bless you, Jean Marie. Good. Okay. The Six of Cups, a childlike innocence, a nostalgia, sweet memories. So this is going back in our mind, or in this case, it's our emotions. Why? Cups are emotions. Caring, maybe, for someone who's vulnerable, as we see in the picture. It's like our two figures look like two children, and one is handing something to the little one. It's a gesture, an olive branch, if you like. It is a beautiful card. Oh, Tanisha, how is the Five of Cups different to the Five of Pentacles? Wow, great question. Okay, right. The Five of Cups is very much about emotions, and I should have actually mentioned that all fives in tarot usually are some sort of struggle. So it depends on the suit, Tanisha. Okay, I'm going to actually add that to the broadcast. There you go. All right. So cups represent emotions. So when we're looking and we're getting the suit, we're looking at how it's affecting that person. So pentacle is something tangible, something earthy, something that has materialized. Okay, and I just want to say that, as in your suit tells you, are we looking at swords, which is thoughts, our conversations, cups, which is our emotions, good and bad, indifferent, yeah, wands, which is action, work, career, okay, but it's action, okay, and pentacles is something that's manifested, something reality, okay, something that's earthed, okay. So the Five of Cups, it's about mourning the loss emotionally. In the Five of Pentacles, it's about missing something, okay, or feeling hard done by, okay. If you look at the Five of Pentacles, it's a card that shows two figures looking like beggars. One of them's got a bell on them, and that these two figures are walking on crutches, and they look really, as if they haven't got a penny. And one's got a bell around their neck. That signifies, going back to the time of leprosy, of people hearing the bell, that somebody was coming and that they didn't want to catch, leprosy. So it was, you can see that in that actual card. But what it means is they're feeling hard done by, that they've been forgotten, forsaken. And there's two in the Five of Pentacles, and they're looking down like that. And there's a blizzard, and they're on crutches, and there's a church. And they're going past the church because they're so busy dealing with their hardship or their difficulties that they are missing the point of what is a reality. There's a church there. Get in that church, get out of the blizzard. There is light in the church. There's somewhere to shelter. Maybe somebody will be kind to you. Maybe you are welcome in that church. That's kind of what that Five of Pentacles image is. And the difference is, Five of Pentacles is a physical sort of loss. It's a loss of money. It's a loss of somebody's not done something for you, or you are missing it. It's there, but you don't see it. You're so busy having to keep going, looking down, having to keep going. So Five of Cups is an emotional loss. The Five of Pentacles is something that's actually real. It's happening. I get people all the time that come up and they go, "Oh, I'm bereft. This person hasn't come back into my life. What should I do? Oh my gosh, da da da." And it's like, and you say, "Oh, when was this?" And sometimes I've done this a long time. And I go, 30 years ago. And you kind of go, what? Gosh, 30 years ago. That's just an example. That's true. I'm not making that up. Five of Pentacles could be, you're so busy dealing with the hardship, you really don't see it. You're missing the point, that there is something there, just not seeing it, okay? So it's about something that's either tangible or emotional, and that's the difference. If you know your suits, crikey, you're really on your way to really getting it. Why? Because it's knowing whether it's a thought, an emotion, or a happening, or an action, or the lack of, as it can be. And five is always a struggle. It's always yuck, okay? And it doesn't mean it applies the same thing, but I hope that answers your question. Fabulous question, okay? Thank you so much, Tanisha. Okay, so yeah, here we have children, innocence, purity, nostalgia. This is a card of saying sorry. When people phone and they go, I keep saying that because I haven't done, it must be 15 years since I actually sat opposite somebody. It's a client who's paid. People ask me all the time in my private life, and I pull the cards out for them. But COVID and that, even that's been a while. But let me just talk about the fact that it's online readings of some sort. Okay, and at the moment on my new platform, I'm doing them as Zoom audio webinars, and they're working out fabulous. Everyone's loving them. So it's another newbie for me that kind of came in the last 2 weeks. Been putting it together for a while, but there you go. But yeah, it really is something about, are they going to say sorry? Are they going to say sorry? And you've got to be aware that sometimes people don't always come to you from the spiritual perspective like you're expecting. There are those that do, and you'll find that different people will come for different reasons. Sometimes they are just looking to be heard. Sometimes they are looking for clarity. Sometimes they are looking for answers. Sometimes they are looking to have a rant. Sometimes you're an agony aunt because once you actually start talking and the first cards come out, they'll want you just to unburden themselves, and that can be frustrating as a reader. But you've got to give what that client wants at that time. And if you can give them something that actually allows them to want to express, gosh, yes, this is what's happening, this is exactly how it is, and it's wonderful. You're doing a job. And I know that sometimes people say, gosh, I had all these cards out and we just didn't move beyond 1, 2, 3 of the pairs, you know, or of the spread. That's fine. They've got what they needed. They'll come back if they need to. Or, you know, and it can feel for you that you're not able to kind of give them everything, but I've got more, you know, and they're kind of like, no, this is the important bit. This is the focus. This is the actual sort of bit that I needed. And that's what you've got to actually say. The white flowers are purity. Okay, they represent purity. Jean Marie's asking about that. It's just purity. It's as simple as that. And they are also, you know, apologies. So this is our card of somebody wanting to say sorry. Okay, apologies from someone in the past who's hurt us. And it you know, or people will ask, are we going to get reconciled? Straight away, if this is out, you know, you can see. Sometimes this could come up in the place of that person's thinking about it. So again, in the spread that I teach you, you may see it as an emotion, but it comes up in what they're thinking about. So you've got to say, well, actually, they feel it, and in actual fact, they're thinking about it. But then if this comes up in the position and the cards, it's all about actions, you've definitely got a winner. You know, so it's not just, oh, I got this card, that's it. There's much more to it. But baby steps, okay? This is just key points. I'm just telling you how you can go on to really know, rather than go, well, I got that and I said that and they said no. Because it might be coming, it might be what's happened in the past, it might be you've got to say sorry rather than they've got to say sorry. It might be a reconciliation, it might be nostalgia. You would really get all of that with the position and by using pairs, okay? Otherwise, it does feel like guesswork. I'd be absolutely honest with you. That's why I went on to study and put all the pieces of the puzzle together. It takes a bit of time, but once you actually start to get the first 2 or 3, you actually go, gosh, I really got it. And that's pairs. Work with pairs. Then, once you've got your pairs going and you know what you're talking about and you know your astrological signs, then your spread will give you the magic. And then in its spread symbol, it's one spread. And all you do is keep adding. That's the difference between my intermediate class, where there's a limited amount of cards for you to handle. And then when you're ready, add more. And that's the timing. That's them. That's me. That's work. That's money. Obvious. Got it. That's travel, yeah? Countries, I talk about how to do that, how you would know the difference, you know, in certain countries, continents, those kind of things. Believe it, it's all there. Okay, so yeah, this can also be issues with children. You know, maybe not your own, maybe someone else's, whatever, it might be work. Simple childish pleasures, you know. Sometimes we can all become in touch with our inner child or our naughty child. I was just thinking about you, Belinda, because of this children. Because Belinda's got 3, and they're little and they're gorgeous. And I have the pleasure of speaking to Belinda and kind of, you know, hearing the chitter-chatter that's beautiful from all of her children, including her little doggies. Hey, Lily and Teddy. How are your children, Jean Marie? Are they well? And I'm also including the doggies in there as well. So yeah, you know, people say, oh, does this mean people have got children when you get 6 of Cups? Not necessarily. Might come up in the 5th house, which is the house of children. Okay, so the 5th house comes up in the advanced spread. So you'll be meeting that at some point. It was perfect time, Jean Marie. At some point, can you see each other's comments? At the moment, everyone's in Facebook. We're not getting any YouTubers. Not one. Gosh, that's Anna. Anna, can you see all of the comments? Do you mind me asking? Would you mind letting me know? And Jean Marie, Rinda, can you see all of the comments of everybody else? Can you see Jean Marie and Tanisha? Just let me know, because I've changed a couple of the settings, and this is a much smaller group today, much more intimate. You can. Okay, so you've got Jean Marie. Can you see Anna McLeod, for example, because she's coming in from YouTube? Can you see that, Pravinda? Is that coming up? Just look for the red sort of rather than the blue and white. You can see all the Facebook comments, brilliant. Can you see the YouTube comment? I've tried to just move it so you get to see all of it because, so it's still not quite there. Okay, we'll get there. Okay, right. Let's move this forwards. None from YouTube. Okay, maybe Anna's not with us still, but I dare say she's taking notes, and I do think she probably is with us. So I'll keep working on that. I spent about an hour this morning in between calls, and then I spent another hour before I came on to do the live. It's a shame, sorry. Okay, yeah, it can refer also to issues with children, and it can be our simple childish pleasures. Just an example, not talking out of context. A client of mine said the other day she was deeply disappointed that her playmate, and she's in her 50s, didn't want to go for an ice cream. And she would have loved that. She was deeply hurt by that, because that to her is downtime and decompression time. And, she was like, gosh, doesn't he realise how much he hurt me by saying no to that? It was just a simple pleasure. I would have loved 10 minutes of his time to do that. That's a perfect example. That's why I'm using it. This can also refer directly to children and our childhood, going back down memory lane, or it can ask us to think back to our own childhood and our memories and point out the simple joy of what it was like to be a child. Okay, so all of that. It's also a card of the past. Okay, another card of the past, of course, is the Three of Swords and the Hermit. So when somebody says, "Oh, they're coming back," got to look at the Hermit, got to look at the Six of Cups, got to look at the Three of Swords, and what they're telling you, where it is in the spread as well. Not just yes, because it's there. Yeah. Oh, I know you're there, Delia. Delia is also on YouTube. Can anyone in Facebook see Delia? You'd love to go back and do it all again. Oh, she's watching me on the television. Not a tiny little phone screen then, so you see all the cracks and crevices, Delia. There's some lovely memories, isn't there? Yeah, absolutely. No, you can't see her. Okay, so I've definitely got to reconfigure the settings. Got it. Just let me know about the fact that people on Facebook can't see people on YouTube. I think if you're on YouTube, you can see everything because the chat comes up on the right-hand side all the time. Okay, fabulous. Okay, right. Okay, so nostalgia. The things, it's funny what we remember. It's lovely to go back and do it. It's a beautiful card. I look at this, I think, gosh, yes, it is about saying sorry, but it's reunions, recently, it's happened to me. I just got this random message. Are you Anne-Marie Canny from All Saints School? And it's like, yes. And he said, okay. Do you want to come into our group? I'll put you in it from our school. All these years, 40 years, suddenly I was involved in reconnecting with everyone that was in my class at school. Absolutely. Thank you. You can't see YouTube comments unless you put it on the main screen. Yeah, you see, this is the thing. I got it. Thanks, Tanisha. I was hoping that because I pay a fortune for Restream and Ecamm, that everyone could see the multi-streaming comments. I'll get it sorted. At some point we will be able to. But yeah, nostalgia. And so, yeah, reconnected with people I haven't spoken to in 40 years. And yes, also, unfortunately, they let me know only 2 weeks ago that a dear, one of the best human beings I've ever come across in my life at school had passed away. Fit, gorgeous, handsome, strong fellow, and one of those amazing human beings. Even in junior school, George used to come up and say hello to all of us. And you know what, the comments about his death, everyone remembered him because he was warm. He was somebody exceptional and like that throughout his life. Even my brothers and sisters, and they went to school. My sister Colette, 7 years younger than me. My brother Robert, 5 years younger than me. My brother Sean, 10 years younger than me. George actually talked to all of them. Why? Because we all kind of went to the same school, as in secondary and primary. And it went on, that we were all in the same community. We were brought up in a Catholic school. We all continued kind of going, I still do when I'm home. I find comfort in all of that. It's where my spirituality, found its foundations. So it's nothing to do with our beliefs or would I say I'm this or that or the other, but he just was kind from being a child. Everyone remembered that. Everyone. You should have seen the comments. You knew it was true. People weren't just saying things, they were using examples, how it came up to them, how warm he was, how kind he was. And, for him to know my siblings, there was no need for that. It's just who he was. A warm, charismatic, wonderful human being. So yeah, that's again nostalgia. And that's also Five of Cups. That's my personal thing. Just happened to mention it because it helps for us to know. And if you can think where you connect to something, you'll remember these cards because they will have meaning for you. And it won't always be that, because once you talk to something, when you talk to somebody about something, you will then be in a position to be able to connect the dots up with them. And that's how your intuition and the meanings and the feelings and all of it starts to come together. Let it all in. Don't block anything. No, gosh, I've got an itch. Sorry. Okay. So how many siblings do I have? 3. And one of 4, the eldest of 4. You've got 5, 6 in your family. Wow. New in the tarot. Oh, look, come on. Look at this. Yabba dabba doo. Cosmin, Ephraim, you're welcome. Go back and look at the playlist of Tarot Workshop and the recordings. You can see them all and join us. And if you want the worksheets, write to me at hello@tarotwithanemarie.com or hello@tarotcourses.online. Somebody remind me, I will, Tony's just put it up, restream reply. Okay, perfect. Okay, you're very welcome. We've got a lovely little group here. Tanisha, we see you now and again. Absolutely lovely to have you along and joining us. And the lovely Delia and Jean Marie and Verinda, who's a client of mine, and Anna McLeod. There we go, just handing you there. Louisa, hi, I don't know if you're still watching. So absolutely lovely. Thank you very much for that. So let me remove that from the broadcast. Okay, so it's you can play catch up. You can have the white copy of what we're doing here as a PDF. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Just try and spread the word. Do subscribe. I'm not monetized, so it doesn't matter about that. And it's not about having fans because, crikey, as I said earlier, I've been on YouTube for a long time, but just not as me, as a company. And that took a bit of getting used to. Instead of sharing and hiding and being a bit bashful, I had to push myself forwards a bit more and kind of go, okay, not leading the team now, I'm just leading what I'm doing. So please do sign up as in, then we can keep it going. And then if you share it, then people who are also like you, I remember being desperate for information buying books and joining courses and everything and anything and magazines. And one of my inspirers was an astrologer, Jonathan Caner. Absolutely adored that man. That man knew how to talk to the collective, making it sound like he was talking directly to you. And that, I loved it. Felt that he was wonderful. And do you know what? Funny story, I went on to teach his nephew, Oscar, who has took over from his uncle, because Jonathan passed a couple of years back. And yeah, I'm back in touch with Oscar. I was Oscar's driving instructor. And we used to have a lot of chats at the time about everything and anything. And yeah, Oscar's, if you're watching Oscar at any point, truly, truly, truly grateful for having you in my life. You're amazing, and the whole family's just an inspiration. Very talented family. So yeah, here we are reminiscing. There you go. I've gone down memory lane. See what this does to us. See how quickly I move from the Five of Cups. I don't want that affecting us too long, okay? Because it's a card of sadness. Don't want to dwell in it if we don't need to. It's enough sadness, okay? So memories of the past, maybe wanting your childhood back, reminiscing about the good times, lonely. It's a card of being homesick. It's a card of missing your family. Big card of reconciliation, as I said. Big card of apologies. But it depends where it comes up, and it depends what it's coming up as a pair. Do start reading in pairs. I'm sure you will absolutely love it when I start showing you more and more examples. And when I get a few more people join up on the tarot courses.online. Going to be doing spotlight courses there, webinars through private sort of group. It'll be lovely. Ah, that's lovely. Okay, so thanks, Jane Marie. So do we. So, Cosmin, you're very welcome, and I can absolutely tell you how I've got a great team here that actually come along, and they're so warm and friendly, and come along on Fridays when I do free readings. I was there last night. Can have a look at that one. That should be uploaded. Oh gosh, I'm behind today. I was exhausted after yesterday, and I've got it all ready. It's loading now. I've got to tag it all up, otherwise nobody sees it. So let's play this, and then we'll go into the next scene. Just a reminder. Okay, whoops, it didn't come on. Hold on a moment. Okay, let's play this, and then I'll... So here I am back again. Right. Let me see. Sorry, I just want to show you something if I can find it. Yeah, there we go. Ta-da! That's where you can write to me. Oh, as Tony's pointing out, the information on the paid courses is totally, totally, totally different. And Delia has signed up for intermediate and for advanced, which is great. All recorded, you can go at your own pace. But if you want a copy, especially you, Cosmin, Ephraim, if you want a copy of the PDF that I've just done, it's all free. Just write to me at hello@tarotcourses.online and I'll send them over to you. Or you can write to me at hello@underneath me here, tarotwithemry.com. Okay, whichever you prefer. So I'll leave that on the screen. Right, what have I got on the screen for you at the moment? I've got Five of Cups and some examples of different decks. Okay, so let's this is this one. Okay, so I try and list them for you all, and that's what takes time. That's what I mean by tagging things up. And I try and put the timestamp so you don't have to watch the whole thing, and you can just go, what's that deck she was using? So I'm doing that. Oh, bless you, Cosmin. Cosmin, I love your enthusiasm and the comments, and I know that there are those that watch quietly, and I totally get that. Oh, this is lovely. Tanisha, you're welcome. If you want a copy, you're welcome. And go and have a look. Go and have a look. I have been writing those sales pages. I'm no writer, but I'm really pleased at how the sales pages have come out on tarotcourses.online. Go and look at the images. I spent weeks getting them to look how I wanted to. Like a beautiful magazine rather than some sort of stuff that I used to get and go, I don't want it to be Dracula and vampire and purple velvet. I'm not that person. It makes me feel I'm being something of a fraud. Do you know what I mean? I'm a modern girl that likes tarot. That's it. So, Hanson Roberts, that's this deck here. 5 of Cups. And let's just have a look at that. So we see our figure. There's the castle in the background. There's the 2 cups that are behind him. He's not looking at, he can't see. He's just looking at what's spilt. This is often known as spilt milk card. Hi, Elisa, how are you? Oh, right. I'm going to put this up because, Delia, they can't see your comments, and I put that straight across my face. Right. Let's just put that there for a minute. Cousin. She's meant to address it as Cosmin. Oh, thank you very, very much. I have to put that up there, didn't I? So I am going to shrink that down a little bit, and I am going to keep that there because, do you know what? I absolutely love it. And this lady's had a reading with me as well. So I can't tell you how much Delia Rose. She's had a reading, she bought the courses. You know, there we go. Okay. So, yeah. So this is Tasters. Feel your way. And everybody, go and look at the 200-300 videos that I've made. It's all there for your entertainment. It's there for your learning. You can go and pick your own star sign. And I've done a collective reading. You know, I did a whole series about relationships. Pick your star sign and the person that you might be thinking about, their star sign. I mean, can you imagine the work that goes into every combination of that? I did it. And why? Because that's what people need. You just don't want, this is for everybody today. I do that, but not deep enough for me. Anyway, let's go here. The depth, that's what it's all about. There's the 3 cups. Gosh, I'm going to have to crack on. My doggies will need to be walked before it gets dark. Still sunny out there, so freezing though. There you go. Anyway, here's our figure. 2 cups in the background. Can't see them. Looks really sad. Okay, very colourful deck. Hanson Roberts is a beautiful deck based upon, Rider-Waite images. And there's the castle in the background. There we've got the water. Love this. So this is a strong enough, deck to be able to turn around and say, you could read with that and not miss any of the symbology. It's the symbology when you're learning. Some people say, oh, I don't need that. That's fine then. But, some of us want more, don't we? We just do, yeah. I love the comments today. Hi, Lisa. I'm just going to say hi to you. Lovely to have you watching. Cosmin's laughing. We're not shoving it down your throat. We're just excited because, we know what it's like to stumble upon something and kind of go, yes, think I can actually join this little group of something where I will get what I need from it. And, it's all about sharing. That's what I'm here for, No reason to be here otherwise. So that's what this is. 5 of Cups, okay? And that's the Hanson Roberts. So put that in there for a minute, okay? Show you it again. Now, I can't show you the box for this because I have got it in my office and it's huge. It's a big box, okay? But this is, I can show you the back. It's the fantastic Menangerie Tarot, and that's exactly what it says on the box. But the box it's huge because it comes with a full-size A5 book, Okay, and this is from those wonderful people, Baba Prague, Magic Realist Press, lady called Karen Mahony and Alex Ukolov. And they've done so many wonderful, wonderful decks. And that's a fantastic Menangerie. So this is animals represented. You'll love that deck. Just gorgeous. Look, she's kind of looking. Spilt milk on the floor. Okay. The difference is we've just got that churn there rather than anything else. And the image is a bit different. We're not really seeing that sorrow. It's not such a sad one, is it? So I like to include things that are different and not always saying the same thing. 5 of Cups here looks as if, I like this deck, but I sometimes feel that it's beautiful, but I think it would be quite difficult to read if you are starting out. Some would disagree because of the images and the symbology or the rest of it. And so this is the LightSeers. I absolutely love it. Sometimes they really hit the nail on the head. Really do. Definitely a beautiful deck. But that particular image doesn't really, really give you that meat on the bone the same as that one does. This one doesn't. But they're beautiful. And they may speak to you in a different way. That's why I tried to choose something a bit different today, rather than, oh yes, they're all the same look, just different. Try to say some that, why have I got them? Because I love them. Why? Because they do speak to me. But that's because there's a lot going on. But I can understand when teaching to show somebody something that in actual fact there's something missing there and that person may not be able to actually connect with it or remember it or resonate with it, whatever. Okay, that's not to say not to use them, because if that was the case, I wouldn't have them. Okay, I'm not into the habit of just collecting and letting money go down the drain. I have them for a reason, and that's because they work for me. So that's the old LightSeers one there. And then we've got this one, 5 of Cups. Now this, gosh, there we go, Housewives Tarot, okay? And this was a gift from a client. She said, you know what, I've got too much going on in my life at the moment and I'd rather be a client. I've had a go, got what I want out of it. I want you to be my reader. I'm not going there. I'm going to focus on my career, and that's financially, rather than do this. And I think what she was saying was, sometimes you can get in a pickle, it's not the right time, or it might not have been the right deck. She might come back to it, okay? So, Miss C, thank you very much for this deck. You said to me, gosh, over a year ago, and somebody very kindly brought it over to Turkey for me, because the post here, it drilled holes in customs to see there's nothing in there, and it goes right through the deck and ruins it. So you have to be really careful about what I order. Okay, because it spoils the decks. It does make you laugh, doesn't it, June Marie? So Housewives deck. So this is about, okay, martini's been spilt on the floor rather than milk. And she's like, it's all spoiled. And not only that, it spoiled her carpet. So it's perhaps, is it because the martini's gone and that's, expensive? Or is it because it's damaged the carpet? You see? So you'll see different things. And you might go, what's that got to do with anything? Well, exactly what I said in the PDF. Sometimes we can focus too much upon what's been spoilt for us rather than actually, no matter, moving on. Okay, so the 6 of Cups with these decks. Let's have a look and then we'll be finished. Hello, is this Kushubu? Hello. On YouTube. Yeah, we're training, we're doing tarot. We're not reading cards as in giving free readings. No, we can't ask a question unless it is about the training. Yeah, Fridays is free readings, but if you want to ask a question and it's about the tarot in regard of what these cards are about, 5 of Cups, 6 of Cups, and what they mean, you're very, very welcome to ask a question. Okay, so Kushbu, if it's that you're looking for a reading, Fridays, darling. If you want to ask a question about the cards I've got on the table and for the purpose of learning, feel free. Okay, so 6 of Cups, Hanson Roberts deck, okay, our little children, yeah? Yeah. It might not be, it might be that you want to ask a question about training, Kushbu. If you do, feel free. Okay. Six of Cups, our children, having a cuddle there. A beautiful house in the background here, and the flowers in this case, yellow for happiness. Okay. Hanson Roberts' deck is gorgeous. It always reminds me of Hansel and Gretel and the gingerbread man sort of stories. Here we go. We just said not free readings today. Sorry. Okay. Friday at 5. Okay, UK time. No problem. Okay, so I know it's confusing, but it just slows down the lesson. I know it's frustrating. Gosh, when I was a student, I used to get so frustrated. But what's the devil card mean? Every week for 3 years, same thing. And the teacher gave into it every time instead of saying, I'll talk to you at the end of the class, instead of spending half an hour and a half of our precious time going down that path. So I know the frustration, folks. Sorry, I do. So 6 of Cups, okay? Lovely, beautiful card. Friendship, childhood, nostalgia, all of those beautiful things. Cheery, happy, beautiful deck. 6 of Cups here, just showing maybe, these two animals in our fantastic Menangerie deck. Put that there, you can, that's a good idea, isn't it? Yeah? Okay. They're behaving, in a lovely way, childlike, fun, happiness, gaiety, fun, beautiful. We've got the home in the background again, representing a place of safety, and they're light on their feet. So not exactly got the depth perhaps that you might want, there you go. I love them all. And the LightSeers, okay. Here we've got this gorgeous image of unconditional love. Jean Marie, you and I, doggies. Your girls are gorgeous. Verinda's got dogs as well, I know she has. But the message is unconditional love, faithful companion, whether it's represented by a dog, it's just an image. We've got the child there. Look, the child and the dog and the friendship. The man and his dog, man's best friend. Actually, it reminds me of a poem that if I could find it, I'll bring it out. Somebody gave it to me and just was talking about when God made the world. And it goes on and on. You named everything. It's like this little creature and said, I'm waiting for you to name me. That was the end of the poem a bit. And he said, I'm going to call you Dog. He said, why are you calling me Dog? He said, because it's my name backwards. I love that. So always lovely. Lovely little thing. So, yeah, Dog is God backwards, isn't it? So, yeah, you've got 6 of Cups. Memories, treasures, emotions. Perhaps, if we look, really what this is about is he's remembering when he was that child with that puppy. Now they're both a little bit older. You see? It's lovely. Okay. 6 of Cups in our Housewives Tarot is, well, at first I was kind of like, what's that about? And I got it. And it's like, oh, I know I was a child, back in the day. And if you're as old as I am, we used to look like that. Not quite, I'm not in the 50s, 60s child, but there you go. Pink Lemonade, going back, nostalgia, how good it was to actually, have those wonderful things in our life, like lemonade and just gorgeous. Good. Oh, Jean Marie. I love everything's connected. That's what it's about. Never, taste everything and see what it's all about and put it all together. And that's life, isn't it? It's always evolving. It's always bits and pieces. It's never just niched down. Sometimes we need to niche it down. Sometimes we just need to look at it all. So 6 of Cups, memories, lemonade, pink lemonade, being a girl. I remember having that. I remember having that kind of hairstyle, My mum putting rollers in. My lighting's making my hair look ginger today. definitely not sit back and I don't know what's going on. It tends to do that when it's daylight. When I film in the evenings, it can be totally different. Could, of course, be my jacket that's throwing everything off. Sometimes it's what I wear. When you could drink 6 sodas and not get fat, yeah. Absolutely love that. I think that's where we'll leave it. Okay, so if you want, definitely looks orange. Don't know why. Can assure you, I've not done anything. It's definitely something to do with the lighting, and when I move things about on the camera, it does that. Okay, so I'll see you on Friday for our freebie tarot, and I hope that you can read that. And I'll put all this up in the description. I'll try and put the timestamp on it so you can go straight to it, just in case you ever wanted one of these decks. I absolutely, truly love them all. You may not think that, in my description of us not really going to help you. It might. If you want to be intuitive and just kind of stick to a few points, and you might want to progress, but if you want the depth, I'm trying to show you cards that will help you with that, and those that you will love to go on to once you've got that or you're looking forward to. Have a great weekend, everybody. Do take care of yourselves and each other, and I look forward to seeing you Friday night about 5 o'clock, and we'll do our free readings, and at some point, never give a time for my Saturday sort of show with tarot courses online, simply because I'm working around clients, and I really don't know, but I always try and do it on Saturday. If not, it gets done on Sunday, when, yes, I do have clients, but I tend to be busier during the week with clients. Okay, so my lovelies, I hope you enjoyed it all. I thoroughly enjoyed it today, and thank you for your kind words, thank you for your messages, thank you for your support, and I'll see you on Friday. Till then, bye-bye for now. Don't forget